Hello everybody, Fingertrap Master here, and I am back with more Dragon Quest Monsters Joker. It's been a while, even though not that long by my standards. In case you're wondering where I was, I just got a little quick thing to show you, and that is, this. Pokemon Conquest. I've been very distracted by that game because it's a really good game. I'd recommend it if you enjoy this game due to the grinding and stuff. You'll enjoy that game because there's a lot of grinding in it. But I kind of stopped for a moment because the grinding for this one character so I could get Dialga was getting a little bit too heavy, and I decided to take a break, play some Dragon Quest. And so yeah, now don't be expecting really anything else this week. I'll explain why in a moment, but we are going to do the Legendary Scout Challenge. I did a test run, and, well, it's really easy, actually, with my team at least. But, let's do this. I think you can access this after you talk to Leo next. But, yeah, and we're just gonna be fighting basically everyone we know. And this first one's about as bad as a normal enemy encounter, like slightly strong enemy encounter. And they'll go up and up, but basically, I won't be uploading anything this week because I managed, after going through a lot of trouble, it was really difficult, to change the security settings of my internet to WEP. For those of you that don't know what that means, Nintendo's DS only supports WEP security. I really wanted to get online in some of my games, so I went through a lot of trouble. It took like 2 or 3 hours. It was really annoying, but I pulled through in the end and got it done. This means I can play online now in games, and I have currently entered the Monster Scout. The Monster World Championship using this team right here. And they are in Super Scout, I think. And I'm currently like ranked 215 or something, I don't know. But I'm trying to get into the top 100. But in order to make sure my rank doesn't change, I don't want any changes to happen to this team. And so I'm just gonna, but because there's no EXP here, there won't be any changes, so I can do it. I figured, well, I'll get this part done, and I'll just let you guys know what's going on. But yeah, I really want to win for Baramos. In case you're wondering, Baramos is, like, I haven't played Sentinel of the Starry Skies, but I think he's the final boss of Sentinel of the Starry Skies Dragon Quest game. I'm not sure. Some of you will, like, completely bash me on the head for that, but yeah, he's pretty cool. He's a 2-slot monster, and I just kind of want to get him. Now, oh yeah, and don't be intimidated by Roy's team. The Balhib is an A rank, and the Ethereal Serpent's a B rank. Don't be intimidated by it. They're still very weak. But the Balhib does have Counter Striker, which I don't think it normally has. There's Mid-Heal, and that's been my main downfall online, is Rayquaza. He, like, instead of using Omni Heal, he will use Mid Heal because he doesn't have Mega Heal. And he doesn't see the idea that he can use Omni Heal almost as much as he wants. And can just, you know, heal everybody to full health or a specific monster. That's my problem with the game's AI. If there is a multi-hit move, the game will never consider using it by itself. Like, if you have a 3-slot monster of Umphel or whatever one that uses Oomph on everybody, it won't do that unless you tell it to. Same thing goes with Omni Heal on a 3-slot monster, which I find really annoying. But, I've been doing pretty good online. Pretty much everybody's a Japanese player because, this game's much bigger in Japan than it is here. But, you know, there's some rough teams. Some teams that I just can't even touch. Like, there's this, like, Boss Troll, and I can't remember the Boss Troll, Maniacal Mole. The Maniacal Mole would use Boulder Toss to soften your team, and the Boss Troll would do, like, 500 damage using the Dragon Slash, and that's way too powerful for rank hits in Super Scout, which is like 3rd. But there are some pretty cool prizes you can get. Last week I caught it at the end, actually, and I got a Wizardly Whip, which is, ooh, that'll have Rouser. But Wizardly Whip, it's the most powerful whip in the game, and it gives you, like, plus 72 attack. The only problem with whips is they don't really do much else, and their, status problems, not status problems, I'm sorry. Very few monsters can equip them, which is a bit of a problem. But, I'm going to talk about this fight real quickly because it has an interesting monster in it that just died. That's not a Teeny Singlet. That is a Teeny Singlet XY, which are X-rank monsters that are really annoying to get, but usually really good. The most famous one is the Conclave XY, which, is amazing, but, all of them are pretty underrated, except for the Teeny Singlet XY. That thing has Yellow Belly, and I'm sorry, but the X rank has Yellow Belly or Foot Dagger. That's not my cup of tea. I'm sorry. I don't want any risk of turns being wasted. To get an X monster, 2 of the same monster, it only works with a few monsters. Look up a synthesis guide, and it will tell you which monsters it works with. But, oh, and that's the last fight of this round. But, yeah, that's for 2 monsters. Oh, yeah. And you have to get 2 of the same monster to level 20 and put them together. You'll get a C-rank version of that monster. And then you put 2 of the C-rank versions of that monster together at level 50, both of them. And you'll get the XY monster, which will always have some sort of uber skill. And just talk to Don Mole again. Which will always have some sort of uber skill and pretty good abilities. I'm gonna at some point work toward a Skeleton XY because it has Counter Striker, which I love, and Close Scrapper, so it may hang on with 1 HP, and I just find that great combination with Counter Striker. But, I won't do it in this playthrough, of course. You know, I'll do it, like, when I'm done with this walkthrough. But now, let's actually talk about the game. If you guys want to fight me online, feel free. Just send me a private message. I'll warn you, right now I'm kind of weak. I'm going to be using the team you see here. I have a really powerful free slot monster I don't really want to show. But, he's kind of powerful, but he's not to his full potential yet. But, let's stop talking about the awesomeness of online, which I have problems with, but it works well. It keeps the game alive, actually, so you can fight people at any time without waiting. Because they're all controlled by CPUs at their team. But anyways, let's get back to this game. Not talking about FIA Online. So we have Captain Maiden. Remember earlier how I mentioned he had a pretty good team? Well, it's not really a team. It is a Ruin who got bumped down to the S rank of this game and is very, very, very good still. But it makes sense that he would be an S rank. It was really strange to see him as a 1-slot monster in the first game. But your way to get through the True Monster Scout Challenge is just one word, Omni-Heal, and you will be fine. I have gone through this twice with really good healing moves, and it didn't matter. I just used... This thing has Helm Splinter and Double Trouble, which... I've noticed something about these bosses. They don't actually have the abilities the original monster has. Like, Ruin does not have Double Trouble. But, you see, Omni-Heal just gets rid of any damage I did to him. I mean, he did to me. And Counter Striker will activate. But, yeah, they won't have that. But just Omni-Healer, and you'll be set. Omni-Healer and decent damage. That's really all you need. Like, this part of the game is completely overrated. And this last fight can be difficult, but again, Omni-Heal and you're all set. Because we're going to be fighting Solitaire again, and she has actually a pretty scary team. It's actually a reference to the first game, which I like, but this is what I mean. Because she has another Incarnus, so there are 2 Incarnuses or something, but whatever. Her team is, spoiler alert for the first game if you just by the name, she has a Dr.Snaped and Ace of Spades, the two last bosses of Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 1, which I think is pretty cool. Dr.Snaped got moved up to, well, 2 slots, which kind of makes sense. He's still made the same, but he requires Captain Crow, so there's that sacrifice there. So, but if you put him together with Dullhand, you can get Nocturnus. I guess I'll put in some of the rarer monster formulas in this video description. But these guys are intimidating. When you don't get healed between rounds, I didn't know that. But these guys are intimidating, but once you take out Dr.Snaped, the problem's over. Like, he's gonna have Mysterian Mauler, and he has Double Trouble, which I think he actually does have. He also has Confusing and Poisonous Touch, which I think is really fitting for him, because he looks poisonous and he looks confusing as hell anyways. But, yeah, he's... The Ace of Spades, the dark and evil version of the Incarnus, isn't very menacing. Dr.Snaped's the only thing you have to worry about because of his magic. And how Double Trouble got boosted that they can now use magic twice in a row, which they couldn't do in the first game. They could only use one magic spell a turn, and then they would just do a normal attack. Which I think is good, actually, but Undead Endurer with his defense, so it's doing like 700 damage. He's only got like, what? Let's see. Maybe like 3,000 health. If I counter-strike him, it should kill him. I like how his first attack, he bites you with the mouth on his... Well, yeah, and then he crushes you with his hand. There's a lot of things he reminds me of. He reminds me of a Thing from the new Thing movie, you know, and he's dead. But he reminds me of that thing. Undead Endurer, Oomph, and Helm Splinter, boom, you're set. But the main thing he reminds me from is the Centaur from Fallout 3, actually. Which actually is really accurate. If I ever get a Dr.Snaped, I'm gonna name it Centaur. But, I'll probably use him in some, to either make a Nocturnus or a Trode. I don't know, I'm debating between the two. Nocturnus is cool, but Trode is less used, and I kinda like Trode. But yeah, there they are. My battery's dying, so it was kind of perfect timing. That's another reason I'm going to be doubtful, a lot less frequent, because you have to, because, I'm not on DC anymore, so I don't really have an infinite battery supply. Because, yeah, the place I was staying, we had, like, infinite batteries. Here, it's a little bit of a problem, but, yeah, she's really pissed off because we beat her, and she's just gonna make even better monsters, she says, even though I think you can do this last run again, and you won't get anything, but you can fight her again, and she'll still have the same team, and plus her monsters can't really be that much better, so, well, they can be stronger, of course. And then Don Mole's gonna give you an awesome reward, and this is going to be really amazing, actually. And you get 10 bags of Beastie Bites. That will be all you get. And he senses some sort of strange aura. But, unless you steal it from enemies who have low chances of dropping it, that is the only Beastie Bites you will be getting. So use them wisely. But we're going to go in here, and this is a side quest I never even started in the original. I guess I'll get to it sooner or later. But notice that Milos, I think that's his name, Milos, it's been a while. Yes, Minos. And he's gonna say that his descendant, Eugene Pohl, is wandering around the island. And he's gonna act kind of like the Incarnus portals. And you'll battle him and he'll have a team and he'll give you a reward. I recommend, I guess I'll do that in another video, but not this one, of course. And this will be it for this week, just kind of updating you guys, you know. I'll tell you in the next part if I get the Barbarous or not. Maybe I'll even show it to you if I do get it. So, yeah, wish me luck. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down and tell me why. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next part. Goodbye.